Royal Couple 2025, Princess Leonor and Christian confirm wedding date. Spain, Madrid, the Royal Palace, a nation holding its breath. But wait, this isn't the fairy tale you think you know. Because the wedding date of Princess Leonor and Prince Christian isn't just an announcement. It's a revelation, and the truth behind it, more dramatic than anyone dared imagine. Princess Leonor of Spain, heir to the throne, has long been the image of discipline, responsibility, and duty. Every step she takes, the world watches. Every smile, every silence, every glance is magnified. She was raised for one destiny, to lead Spain into a new era. Yet, behind the grandeur of titles and ceremonies, she has carried the quiet weight of loneliness. Until now, Christian of Denmark, a prince who, like Leonor, grew up in the unforgiving spotlight of monarchy. Young, handsome, expected to uphold traditions centuries old. But Christian is not just a prince. He is a young man torn between loyalty to family and his own desire for freedom. His story has always been painted in the shadow of his parents' unconventional love story. And now, his heart belongs to Leonor. When whispers of their romance first surfaced, the royal circles dismissed it as gossip. Two young heirs sharing a friendship. Coincidence? Nothing more. But the glances exchanged at public events told a deeper story. The warmth in Leonor's eyes. The quiet confidence in Christian's smile. The kind of bond that could not be scripted. And now, after years of speculation, years of silence, the confirmation, Princess Leonor and Prince Christian have set their wedding date. A date that will bring together two kingdoms. A date that promises not just vows of love, but a seismic shift in European royalty. But here's the truth you haven't been told. This decision was not made lightly. It wasn't just about love. It was about power, about family, about a future that had to be carefully negotiated behind palace doors. What really happened in those closed rooms? Who fought for this union, and who fought against it? Let us begin where it all started, with Leonor's journey. From her early education at Santa Maria de las Rosales in Madrid, to her years at UWC Atlantic College in Wales, every detail of her life was carefully managed. She learned languages, studied history, trained in diplomacy. Yet, in those school halls, she tasted something rare: independence. Away from the palace, away from constant cameras, Leonor glimpsed a world where love could be free. It was during these years that her friendship with Christian deepened. Both heirs, both burdened, both yearning for something more than duty. Late-night conversations, messages exchanged across borders, moments of laughter in stolen time. What began as camaraderie slowly blossomed into a love that neither monarchies could ignore. But here lies the first tension. Leonor's parents, King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, were cautious. They knew the stakes. Spain's monarchy has weathered storms, scandals, politics, questions of relevance. A marriage of the heir is not a private affair. It is a national matter. And for Queen Letizia, once a journalist who married into royalty, the memories of her own controversial path resurfaced. Could her daughter's heart truly lead her, without endangering the crown? Meanwhile in Denmark, Crown Prince Frederik and Crown Princess Mary faced their own dilemma. Christian, their firstborn, was still so young in the eyes of tradition. Could a bond this strong, this early, withstand the weight of monarchy? The Danish court debated. Advisors whispered. Some said wait. Others said unite. Because a union between Spain and Denmark. It was unprecedented. A bridge between two royal houses. A signal of strength in a Europe uncertain of monarchy's future. Yet love has a way of dismantling barriers. Leonor and Christian were resolute. They knew the risks. They knew the responsibilities. And yet, in their hearts, they believed the risk was worth it. Because without each other, the crown would feel empty. So, after months of negotiations, after families weighed the consequences, after quiet dinners turned into royal councils, the decision was made. The date was set. And soon, the world will witness not just a royal wedding, but a rewriting of history. But let us ask, why now? Why 2025? Why this moment? The answer lies in timing. Leonor, newly 20, has completed her first steps into adulthood as heir apparent. She has taken her military oath. She has sworn allegiance to the Spanish Constitution. She has already shown the nation she is ready to lead. And what better way to mark the beginning of her reign in waiting than with a marriage that symbolizes stability and continuity? For Christian, the timing is equally symbolic. Denmark has entered a phase of transition. The eyes of the Danish people look toward their prince with anticipation. And by standing with Leonor, Christian demonstrates a unity that transcends borders. It is a story not of two nations divided, but of two futures bound together. Still, beneath the fairy tale, conflicts linger. Some members of the Spanish court worry that Leonor's independence will clash with Christian's easy charm. Others whisper that Denmark's traditions may overshadow Spain's. Behind the scenes, negotiations over where the couple will live, how they will raise future heirs, even which language will dominate their household, have caused sparks of disagreement. But love has softened these edges. At least for now. And the public? Oh, the public is captivated. In Spain, young girls look at Leonor and see more than a princess. They see courage. They see love that defies protocol. In Denmark, the people see Christian not just as their future king, but as a young man unafraid to choose his heart. But every royal wedding carries its shadows. Every vow spoken under cathedral arches echoes with the unspoken burdens of the throne. Will Leonor and Christian's love survive the pressures of politics? Will their bond remain unshaken when duty demands sacrifice? Consider this: past royal marriages have cracked under the weight of expectation. Think of Charles and Diana. Think of Felipe and Letizia themselves, whose union was once fiercely debated. Love is never easy under a crown. Yet, perhaps Leonor and Christian are different. Perhaps they have learned from history. Perhaps they will not just inherit thrones, but rewrite what it means to be royal in the 21st century. As the wedding date approaches, every detail becomes a symbol. The venue, whispered to be the Almudena Cathedral in Madrid, carries not just religious significance, but national pride. The guest list will be a gallery of Europe's most powerful families. The dress, kept under strict secrecy, will be dissected, admired, and remembered for generations. Every note of music, every step down the aisle, every tear shed will mark a new chapter in history. But beyond the ceremony, beyond the pageantry, lies the essence of this story. Two young people, bound by destiny, daring to choose each other in a world that rarely allows choice. And in that choice lies the hope of a new monarchy, one that balances tradition with love, duty with humanity. So when you hear the announcement, when you see the headlines, remember this: it isn't just about a wedding date. It's about courage. It's about love. It's about the future of royalty itself. The world will soon watch as Leonor and Christian walk down the aisle. But we must ask ourselves, will their journey be a storybook ending, or the beginning of a struggle that will test them in ways no crown can prepare them for? Only time will tell. But for now, the date is set. The world is waiting, and history is about to unfold.